I hope you guys are all doing good. Hey Maurice, hope you're doing well. Hey, so far so good. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm staying healthy. Share live. Lori, how are ya? I gotta plug in. I'm just gonna plug in the phone just so it doesn't. John, what's going on? Does vitamin D depletes vitamin A levels? Does everyone needs to take vitamin D? Everyone needs to take vitamin D, but as well, without vitamin A, you won't be able to synthesize any of your fat-soluble vitamins. So vitamin A is essential, and you should be getting at least 10,000 IU daily of vitamin A, and it has to be in a retinal form, not in a beta-carotene form. Tony Wolf, how are you? 36% EF here, wanting to know how I can build it back. Tomorrow is first cardiac rehab. You can only build it back with a specific stack of supplementation, Bob. It's very easily fixed. I did a video on it and I wrote a whole article about it as well too. Question, what to use if you show signs of insulin resistance? First thing is adjust your carbohydrate intake, because you're probably consuming more carbohydrates than your body can actually handle or burn. Does that mean if someone isn't taking vitamin A, they shouldn't take vitamin A? No, you can still take vitamin D. You still get enough vitamin A through our diet. Especially if you're eating a lot of meat, a lot of eggs, a lot of liver, you get plenty of vitamin A actually. But still, if you're not eating any of that stuff, then definitely I would add vitamin A to your diet. Even if you end up having, a couple ounces of liver a week, that will give you more than enough vitamin A. This video is on YouTube. It is on YouTube. Yeah, it is on YouTube, Bob. I would actually say ejection fraction, or how to increase your ejection fraction. It has the full supplementation required as well too. Can I get rid of tendonitis? I'm working on it. I have a lot of people with tendonitis issues, and I'm working on it. And it is gonna be mostly, it's not gonna be a supplement or a herb or anything like that. It's gonna be mostly infrared lights, diode laser shooting through the ears, and that's the only way we can actually fix tendonitis. A lot of it is due to a lot of oxalates, and oxalates is because certain foods we tend to consume. I bought the vitamin D3 you recommend, 50,000 IU. Would taking that once every 6 days be sufficient? Yeah, once every 5 days would be ideal. It depends what your vitamin D levels are at. Roughly, we like to see vitamin D levels to be at least 80 nanograms per deciliter. If you're below that, then you might have to take, one every 3 days till you bring that level up. Then you can actually go back onto like once every 5 or 6 days. Should be plenty enough. I saw a video of a doctor who said not to take vitamin D. That's why I asked. No, take vitamin D. Don't listen to their nonsense crap. I'm not saying they're incorrect. It's just, it is good to actually test, and there's nothing wrong by taking vitamin D. Everybody takes it. I take it. And make sure you always get like your vitamin D blood test. I do like these blood tests at home here locally for my vitamin D to see what I'm at. If you end up going above, that's why you have vitamin K2 to actually protect with the additional calcium. It will actually help regulate it. Should be fine then. Why laser eye protection? Oh, these guys? I've been playing with some laser diode, and I'm trying to actually just protect my eyes while working with them. Just we're doing certain infrared for cardiovascular to prevent viscosity in the arterial system. It's just I'm testing some products, and I just got it, so I've been kind of testing it back and forth. Mine is 63. Yeah, 63 is still at a low level. It should be at least 80 nanograms per deciliter. That would be the ideal number for your vitamin D. My diastolic number is always higher. That means you have too much calcium in your body, not enough magnesium. Your body's deficient in magnesium, and that's why that's happening. I did write a book on how to fix your blood pressure. So you can definitely go to my website and download it. That's one option. Or you can book an appointment with me, and I can help you with the protocol in regards to your blood pressure. Thanks, I'll go watch it. Bob, once you watch it, you have any questions, let me know, or maybe comment on the video, and I can always answer your questions, no problem. Duke is right beside us. Let's turn around and say hi to Duke. Give me a second, guys. Duke wants to slurp it. There you go. Okay. I know. There we go. Acid reflux and stomach pain, and I do have a couple ebooks on acid reflux and stomach pain, so definitely check it out. If you go to my website, and you can actually download a lot of these ebooks, guys. They're very helpful, and this way you can support my channel same time. Why the laser eye? We answered that. How can I get the test kit for vitamin D? The one I have here, I just bought it here locally. I don't know if they ship it in the US or other places, so I'm testing it still. It doesn't give you an accurate number. It just tells you whether you're in good level or not, which is it's not really the best. I'm trying to find a company that actually I can start, become part of them, where we can actually ship vitamin D test kits to homes, and you can actually just self-do it, and you can send it back to them, and within about 3 days you get the results. So give me some time. I'm working on that, guys. Hey, Duke. Duke is a big boy. I saw you reference a BPC for rotator cuff, but is there any supplements? When I did it, I just did the BPC 157 and the TB 500. I didn't do many supplements when I was doing that, so you can definitely try it out. It's not a full, you have to do like a full cycle to see whether it works. It doesn't work for everybody. Some people might feel a difference, some people might not feel a difference. What's the research on LED lights? I have it here in front of me. I'm still working on it, guys, for the LED lights. The one for the arterial system. Here, let me show it to you very, very quickly. This is still like a prototype device. As you can see how many lasers there is, about 11 different lasers that actually shoots on your wrist, and it actually goes inside your arterial system and actually stimulates for different blood pressure and viscosity. So still kind of working with it. I can't give you much information right now till I do some testing. So today I actually went to the hospital and we did a couple of scans. I did check my aorta, check the carotid arteries, check the arterial system going down to my legs, through my calves, to make sure everything is good. So everything is 100% stable. So this way I can actually find out when I'm doing these scans and images prior of using these products, then we can actually see where everything's going. The negative blood, have you researched it? What do you mean the negative blood? RH negative blood? Hold on, Duke. Any suggestion for pinky finger numbness? Usually it's vitamin B1 or L-carnitine deficiency. You can actually fix that sometimes. But I have to kind of, dig a little bit more deeper just to see exactly why this is happening. But usually it's a blood flow issue. Right, Duke? You good? 240 pounds, 50-year-old woman, what to take natural for weight loss and lower sugar levels. Sadie, I think it would be best for you to book an appointment with me. We can actually sit down and talk about it and have a nice protocol set up for you based on your body weight, based on your lifestyle, based on the food you consume, and how many meals you eat, and whether you're on medications or not. All these factors we have to put in consideration for weight loss. We cannot just say, hey, give me a magic pill and let's lose some weight. There's a lot of things behind, the lifestyle, the eating habits, the time you wake up, your cortisol levels. There's so many things you have to look into, and it's better to do it proper from day one instead of just jumping from one product to another. What do you know about Unimate and Balance? It's a waste of money. It's a spam company. They pay affiliates more than 75% of profit. They're selling them left and right on the internet, and all it is 3 types of fibers they consume that will actually lower your blood sugar. That's all it is. It's just a gimmick. It's a high profit for a lot of these affiliates. I would never waste my money and time on that stuff. And they're all over the internet. And these guys, they do lives like non-stop to get people. That's how they sell it. And you'll probably never hear back from them. And they're very, very pricey. The products they're selling, you can probably buy it for about under $20. How do I book an appointment? Sadie, if you click on my top link on the top, on my profile picture, there's gonna be a website. And if you click on that website, you can access my main page and book an appointment. Let me know if you find it, Sadie. B1 helps with blood circulation. B1 helps with anything like nerve endings, anything damaged in the nerves and stuff. So if you get like numbness in the fingers, numbness in the toes, all that stuff could be fixed with vitamin B1. Is there a way the average person can decide what supplement manufacturers produce good products? I know some of them provide certificate of analysis. Is this the only way? That's the only way we can actually view it. If a company is not willing to share a certificate of analysis of their current product, obviously they're hiding something. And sometimes they want to hide their main ingredient because they don't want to share it with the public. But then they would lose the trust. Like for me, I would never buy from any company out there unless they share the certificate of analysis. And I have a lot of you guys, they send me certain company names and I reach out to them and I ask for it. And I still, even as a practitioner, they don't want to share it with me. So if they're not going to share it with me, I will never buy their products unless I find out where do they get their original product from. And a lot of them, they try to hide it, which is unfortunate. But that's the only way we can find out whether the quality is good or not, or whether it's coming from overseas or Germany or UK or Italy or Europe. Because there's a lot of good quality companies. Right now I'm working with one company in Europe, in Italy, and if everything gets approved, then I'll be kind of supporting you guys with their products because everything is made locally within Italy. And that's what we look for. So quality over quantity. And it's all about proper absorption rate. Because there's a lot of products, about 90% of the products, they come from overseas and they never share the proper information. How much E. coli or how much salmonella or how much heavy metals is in every product. The only reason we need to know these things, therefore we can actually detoxify our system and clean out our liver and kidneys with taurine, for example, or other products like zeolite or activated charcoal. But yeah, give me some time. Once I find out a little bit more information about some of these, some major companies I'm working with, the more information I can have, the better I can share with you guys. And that's why you probably see I kind of talk very highly about specific supplements, especially the ones from Australia coming right now, just because of their clean source. Triglycerides are really high for some reason, 175, and they always 100 or less. How can I lower it? It's all related to your diet. I've been taking organic cayenne liquid, a few drops in water, much stronger than the capsule. Yeah, 100% might, especially if you know what how many heat units they are would be excellent. Because if it is 40,000 heat units, you can probably tolerate it about 3 times a day. If it's 90,000 heat units, maybe once a day would be plenty enough because it could cause hemorrhoids. So you just gotta be careful of how much you're taking. How to eliminate too much calcium and oxalate in the body. Could this be cause for thyroid nodules? That's one thing. Thyroid nodules will actually increase your calcium, but the oxalates are actually coming from our food intake. A lot of greens, a lot of vegetables. They contain a lot of oxalates, a lot of crystals. How about neural regenerative stem cells, CRISPR, general, me, cell sorting, nanobos, do the cell place? It feels like your question is all over the place. How about neural regenerative? If you're talking about stem cells and stuff like that, it is gonna still be like a very expensive part, unless you're able to afford it. Then it's something different. And I'm gonna write down some of the questions you guys are asking. I'm gonna write them down. This one, Dave, what can you do for thrombophilia? Like for blood clots, I think that's like deep in the veins. Is that what it is? Is that what you're experiencing with? Have you done any like recent blood work or anything? The only thing is for like anything to do like deep vein clots, think of serapeptase, nattokinase, lumbrokinase, think of bio-PQQ. These are gonna actually help break down some of the clotting that is happening. Family history of high cholesterol, diet doesn't do anything. Have to be on injectables and statins. Why? I would never do anything about statins or injectable. Go get yourself a CCTA scan or CAC scan. High cholesterol means absolutely nothing. And to destroy your cholesterol, you're going to destroy your testosterone, you're going to destroy your hormones, you're going to destroy your vitamin D, you're going to destroy your cognition. High cholesterol means absolutely nothing. It's whether you have inflammation in your body or not. If you have inflammation in your body, then the cholesterol could be an issue. But if you have no inflammation, there's nothing to worry about. So I would actually take it one step further by asking your cardiologist to get you a full, let's say, CAC score or a CCTA a scan to see where you're at and where you stand. Hi Maurice, how are you? Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. Suz, thanks so much for the flowers. Love your content. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Have a high calcium score. Yeah, I can help you with that. We can actually help stop the progression at least. That would be like our first step. But I cannot just throw answers randomly without kind of knowing your history and your background. So probably best for you to book a time. We can talk about it. And I can see, what I can help you with and how we can actually reduce or stop the progression. So possibly we can even reverse it with certain supplementation. It is doable. So we can definitely get that done, no problem. Are you Greek? No, I'm very close. I am from the Middle Eastern. Louise, hey Maurice, just checking in. Been sick for this week. Quick question, speaking of testosterone. My recent test came back and I dropped 130 points and I am on TRT and my hematocrit went up now to 551.1. How can I drop the hematocrit autocrit. The only reason sometimes it goes up, only if you have, so there's two things happen. Sometimes, are you taking any D-ribose by any chance, Louise? I wonder if you're taking D-ribose or not. Because the only reason sometimes we see high, no, you're not? Okay, that's good. So the only time we see hematocrit goes up if you're taking high levels of D-ribose. Sometimes it's hydration issue. You're not drinking, I'm not talking water, I'm talking about hydrating correctly. And sometimes you could be consuming a lot of iron in your diet. Maybe you're cooking in a skillet quite a bit, or you're taking vitamin C that your iron levels have increased, and that usually shows a sign in the hematocrit going up. Now the TRT dropping, even if you are, well, your testosterone dropping even thought you're taking TRT, unless you're becoming more estrogen dominant. So we have to kind of check on that. How about high speed 3 tissue cells into a clean bed foot interface with imaging software, high speed 3D printing using frequencies to align cells and location, regenerative medicine? I'm good. What was the name of that test that the heart doctor can do for inflammation in the body? There's multiple tests. It's not a single test. You did a CAC score only, not a CCTA score. I begged them for 2 years. They won't check my estrogen thought. Okay, let's assume if you are estrogen dominant, Louise, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Louise or Louis. I would actually take a product called calcium space D-glucarate. You do that for about 6 months. You take 2 capsules, one for meal, about 1,000 milligrams, and that flushes excess estrogen from the body. Because what happens is a lot of males tend to become more estrogenic or estrogen dominant because due to heavy usage of plastic and loss of cholesterol in our bodies. So that's the only way you can actually fix it, because once cholesterol drops, testosterone drops. And sometimes this only happens because we become more estrogen dominant. So anything we use in plastic, it mimics estrogen. So the only way we can get rid of it from our body is taking this supplement called calcium D-glucarate, and actually flushes out the excess estrogen from the body. Okay, I just received my cholesterol and it's high. It's okay if it's high, Anne. Cholesterol is irrelevant if you don't know the back end of it. What gene mutation can cause blood clots? Homocysteine, you mean? Is that the one? My sister is on 18 milligrams of warfarin a day. She has MTHFR gene. The MTHFR gene is one of them. Let me see if there's another gene that I know of, because I know the MTHFR is one of them. So maybe you might have it, which is your homocysteine could be high. So the other one would be the factor V. I haven't heard of that one. That's the only two. Yeah, the MTHFR is one of them. And you can actually get your homocysteine level checked. It should be between 7 and 9. If you're way above that, you're already in a clotting issue. Why is my total cholesterol 249 when I eat healthy and exercise daily? What's wrong with 249? Mine is in the upper 400. Does D-ribose affect kidneys? No, it doesn't. Give me a second, guys. I gotta open the door for Duke. There he goes. He's going crazy outside. Thoughts on injections for weight loss? For what? That's a temporary fix. So you get an injection, you lose weight, you stop the injection, you're gonna gain your weight back on. What's the point? How about we do it properly from day one and just watch the diet and do some fasting and maybe connect with me, and I can write you up a protocol that you can follow. Which is the best magnesium to take? Magnesium ionic chloride is the only one that is going to saturate your cells correctly. I've tried the TMG and B complex for 3 months. It didn't work. It does work, you're probably not taking the correct dosing. As simple as that. It's all about, so TMG and B complex are only going to control your homocysteine. It's not going to control your clotting issue. So there's two different things. If you have a clotting issue and you were able to fix homocysteine, but you cannot just take the supplements, fix your homocysteine and drop it. Technically, you have to be on it for life, Dave, because that's a part of the mutation that you have in your body. I have that mutation too. It doesn't mean I can take TMG and fix my homocysteine and I can drop it. No. You actually have to be on it for the rest of your life. As simple as that. Unless you're able to get yourself some collagen in the diet, and so you allow your homocysteine to convert to methionine. You cannot just use it temporary and drop it. And that's the thing is, once you find out these things, and once you find out you have these biomarkers, there is specific supplementation that your body requires, and you're on it for the rest of your life. As simple as that. Especially if you're not getting it from the food intake. Maurice, what's the best thing to do for dry skin? Well, hydration, omega-3s. Make sure your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is correct. Here in Canada as well, we fall into a lot of a lot of dryness due to the weather. So keep in mind, back in the days, we used to take 1 teaspoon for every 25 pounds of body weight of essential fatty acids like omega-3s and stuff. I went from 27 down to 25. I would have thought it would have dropped quicker. No, it doesn't. It takes almost about 6 months to a year, Dave. And if you only drop by 2 points, I'm not sure how much you're taking for TMG. I have some patients taking almost 4,000 milligrams daily to actually bring it down as fast as possible. Once you bring it down, then we'll find out with another blood test. 2,000 milligrams is not nearly enough. And then once you bring it down to like 7 and 9, then we can actually control it from there. TMG stands for trimethylglycine. It helps methylate your homocysteine to methionine. Can you please repeat the calcium for estrogen dominance? Calcium D-glucarate. Vitamin D brand, I have it on my website, the one I use, Amber. It's a 50,000 IU, the current one I use. If you guys go to my main website, you should see a lot of the supplements there. What's the best supplements to raise? The only two that we've actually had some good success with is NMN and TMG that raises your GFR levels for your kidneys. Ben, no, I don't work in the medical laboratories. I have access to them. Does magnesium ionic chloride come in capsules? No, it's only liquid. That's like the natural form for it. Any advice on treatment for high blood pressure? I'm 25, don't want to take medication. Go download my ebook and you can get all the answers you want there. It's a fraction of the cost towards my consultation. I'll actually give you all the information that you're required to actually get it fixed. I learned so much just listening to you and the folks here. Thank you. Cheers, and anytime. I take 50,000 IU vitamin D a week, but my levels are still low after 6 months. So 50,000, that means you gotta take one every 3 days. Keep in mind, when your level is low, it doesn't mean you only take 10,000 IU. Then you gotta take 20,000 or 30,000 or 40,000 IU every day for 10 days or 20 days and retest again. Once you hit that optimal number, then you go back to your regular maintenance number. What about beef heart? How many things? Alex, NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, and TMG. I have both on the website. So NMN comes from Australia, TMG you can get it from iHerb. Beef heart is good to take. Oh yeah, if you can eat it like 3 times a week, it's an amazing animal product, and it's very, very rich in coenzyme Q10. I'm scared to death of having heart attack. Is there a test to check for possibility? Yeah, you can go get yourself some a CCTA scan, and this way we can see if there's any clots or any soft plaque in your arteries. Let me open the door for Duke. Ever since I've been taking magnesium, I've noticed ED. My testosterone level is 40. I also had 2 nodules in my thyroid biopsy. You should never do biopsy. That's one of the biggest mistakes you could ever do to your body. Because once you do biopsy, you can actually cause leakage. Um, I still have bad inflammation from a cold. How can I naturally remove it? You can take turmeric, you can take quercetin. There's a lot of anti-inflammatory supplements, antioxidants, polyphenols you can take. Does fat good for your body? Yes, it is. There's nothing wrong with it. What if cancerous, then thyroid out? Well, you should never do biopsy either way, because if it's cancerous and you're actually doing biopsy, you can actually cause a leak and you can actually cause it to spread all over your body. If there's if you do an image and you notice there's something there, you should never really tamper with it or play with it or poke at it to make sure. Just forget it. Use some supplementation, use some ivermectin and other things, and forget it. Don't even poke at it, because the moment you poke at it, you're gonna cause more harm to the body than good. Nobody should ever touch that stuff at all. Magnesium will actually, if anything, once magnesium is saturated, it's deactivated for your nitric oxide. And once the nitric oxide is activated, technically it should be fixing erectile dysfunction. So without magnesium, we can't have nitric oxide. Without nitric oxide, we can't have good, proper, erectile, to actually be able to fix it. Triglyceride 85, good or bad? Triglyceride 85 means nothing by itself. Means absolutely nothing by itself. Triglyceride is your energy level. Hi, this in Canada card therapy. Canada card therapy in Canada, 550,000 in US, 2 million. I'm not sure what you mean. Canada card therapy. What test for arterial plaque? Get a test called CCTA scan. Once you get the scan done, I'll interpret the whole report for you, and we can find out whether you actually have heart disease or not. I do have a cheat sheet made. I'm still working on version 2, but I do have a cheat sheet made already since a couple of months ago. Tim, you're sending way too many messages. Keep in mind, you have to send me one message at a time. There's other messages that come in, and if you put in multiple messages, I'm not going to be able to browse back up and read each one. So, per message you guys are sending me, just make sure it does make sense. If you're not able to, just send me a direct DM, then maybe we can book a time and talk about it. Do you think it's possible to cure high blood pressure without medication? High blood pressure is how can I say this? It's 110% fixable. You are not medically deficient. You're mineral and vitamin deficient that is causing the blood pressure. Nothing to do with medications. Medications are not gonna fix the job. They're just gonna block certain things in your body for blood pressure to be stable. The question is, why do you have blood pressure? What caused blood pressure? And what kind of diet are you currently following? I hope you are staying warm in Calgary. I need to book with you for a call tomorrow. So far so good. Today has been nice. It's been nice here in Calgary. It's yesterday was -20. Today was actually +4. So tomorrow is actually going to be nice. I do have about 3 hours of block tomorrow, just because I have a specific meeting. I had a block for about 2 hours today because I had to do some testing on the heart, and many things on the carotid arteries, the aorta, and everything. Everything looks good. So because I'm doing some testing on this new gadget that I got, so this way I can share it with you guys. I'm kind of excited about it. I haven't turned it on yet. It's a whole bunch of laser that I can slap it on my neck and see how it goes. It looks pretty good actually. Nice heavy duty. It's not that expensive either, but it's nice. Why do I only have blood pressure issue when I'm stressed or exercise? Because your body's getting too much tense. A lot of tension, not enough relaxation. Minus 20. I'm pickling cabbage for gut health, and everything pickled is preferred for prebiotics or probiotics. Yes, 100%. You got it right. And when you do some, send me some so I can try it out for you. What do you think about this egg recall? I already ate half of my carton. It's okay. If you have good acidity in your gut, I wouldn't worry about this damn recall they scare people with. A lot of it is bullshit. Don't worry too much about it. As long as your pH in the gut is between 1.5 and 2.5, you're good. In the acidity environment in your gut, no pathogenic issues should occur. You guys should actually go to my Substack community. I put a lot of good articles there that if you guys love reading and stuff, it actually give you a lot of valuable information. What would be causing trouble swallowing? I have acid reflux for 7 years on and off. Not enough acid in your gut. Hi Maurice, should TMG be taken alongside niacin? Technically, with niacin, it prevents your methyl groups to actually be active correctly. So TMG will actually assist in the methylation. It is ideal. It doesn't have to be taken the same time as niacin. You can take it, throughout the day. But it's always good to keep an eye on your homocysteine level as well too. أنت تشتغل بالمختبر. Mr. Ben, I am a clinical nutritionist, so I don't work directly in a laboratory. I do work with certain laboratories here locally, but that's why I know so much about the lab work and others. Cool. All the medical personnel here in Idaho, super busy, very frustrating. It's like this everywhere. Today, when I actually went and saw my cardiologist to get all my pictures done, it's supposed to be a 7 months waiting list. And the only reason I got in today, because one person canceled and I was like on the list for a call. So they called me, it's like, can you be here in a half hour? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll come. Or else these waiting lists are frustrating. And seriously, I don't want to wait that long. No, I mean like food getting stuck in throat, I have to wash down with water. So what, are your glands like swelled up? But usually if anything like that is happening in your throat or swelled up, it's usually due to your gut. Nice, you are very knowledgeable. Thanks, Mr. Ben. Cheers. Is SAM-E good for... SAM-E is okay, it's very expensive. If you ever want to take something, would be any L-theanine, you got tyrosine, you got hesperidin, you got MCT8. So all these will actually help the brain and the stress and the cognition and to help you stay relaxed. Magnesium, they'll all be a fraction of the cost compared to SAM-E. And SAM-E, the only reason they take it, especially if you start to have like a very high homocysteine levels, then you can take SAM-E to help. But it is quite expensive. I wouldn't really bother with it much. Hey Maurice, hope you got my WhatsApp message talking about liver fibrosis. I did get your message. I'm a little bit behind right now. I will respond probably by tomorrow because my WhatsApp is becoming like almost TikTok. I got like 50, 60 messages and I'm trying to kind of go one by one in order. But I'll definitely respond, no problem. Should I take an acetyl L-cysteine daily? I would. If it depends what you're aiming for. If you just want to use it for flus and stuff like that, then you can go 5 days on, 3 days off. You want to take it every day for releasing EPCs, then you can definitely use it every day, 1200 milligrams twice a day. Can B complex be take instead of TMG? Yeah, oh, 100%. As long as your B complex, you have your methylated form, like methyl B12, you have methylfolate, you have your vitamin B6 in a P5P format. Then yeah, you could. There's actually a good brand by Canprev. They make a methylated B complex, all the vitamin Bs and they have all the methylation. So it does have benfotiamine as well, P5P, methylfolate, and methylcobalamin. That's the one I take, and I take it about 3 times a day. Yeah, like I chew a lot, but still hard to get through my side. There gotta be something, some kind of inflammation that's stopping that. But I would actually check the acidity in your gut. So you want an acidity of 1.5, 2.5. So what I would actually do is take maybe like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar 15 minutes before your meal, and right at your meal time, take about 3 capsules of hydrochloric acid betaine and see what happens, if that actually helps. Because your enzymes, your saliva starts by actually breaking down carbohydrates. It starts in the mouth. If that's not being activated, then you have a pancreas issue. Then for me to help you, you'll probably need to get a blood test and find out what your pancreas is at. Anything for joint pain, other than discontinuing all the oxalates, taking magnesium, taking borax, that would be like the best thing you can do. I often get ulcers, mainly from sugary foods and fizzy drinks and tomato paste and coffee. What can I do to reduce ulcers while still enjoying these foods and drinks? See, the problem is with the gut, once you damage the gut lining, pretty much you already know the cause from these foods. So it's almost like you have to stop all these foods, right? Because there is no magic pill out there that is going to actually fix the ulcers. Ulcers are always going to be there unless you actually increase the acidity. And if you increase the acidity, your ulcer is going to get even worse. So the only thing you can do is probably add like DGL to actually protect the liner of your gut while you're trying to actually reduce these foods. If you're never going to reduce them, you're going to continue causing more issues and more problems. How do they source methylcobalamin? It depends. Every company, they source it differently. Most of it that comes from mushrooms, some of it comes from dirt. It depends. You have to check the certificate of analysis on some of the companies, how it's actually sourced. Then you can kind of find out if it's actually good or not. Sorry guys, some messages are being blocked. I don't know what messages. Hi Maurice, it's true that you should take K with vitamin D. You should only take K only if you think your vitamin D is out of level. If you're over 80 nanograms per deciliter, then you should probably take it. I take 500 micrograms of vitamin K2, whether I take vitamin D or not. What is good for stress? Grounding. Do you guys ever do grounding? Go step outside for 10 minutes every day. That's the best thing you can do. Bare feet in the ice cold. And also they send me to the car and don't want to do the, would you recommend? And also they send me to the endoscopy. No, you don't want to do that. It's nothing to do with them looking down your throat or them looking down your gut or anything like that. It's all related to the 90% of the issues. Guys, go to my community and read the latest article about gut health. How the food starts, how the gut activates the enzymes, how the hydrochloric starts, how everything works. If you read that, you will understand that everything from the moment you chew food till the moment the food hits your duodenum to your upper intestine and your large intestine, I put the whole information there for you, so you'll know exactly how everything works. But it's all about your proper pH. Can you do grounding at the beach? 100% yes. How do you take borax? 1/8 of a teaspoon, mix it with 1 liter of water. Hey, can you measure your electric in your body from grounding? I don't know, haven't tried. Where is your community in Facebook? I don't like Facebook. I erase Facebook. I'm not a big fan of Facebook. So if you actually want to go to my, it's under Substack. So go to my full name, mauricedaher.substack.com. And it is under my website. So if you love reading articles, I'm gonna also have a private premium section for 100% private for podcast as well too. So everything we talk about, I'm gonna put it all into a podcast for you guys. Can I take 8 to 10,000 IU of vitamin D with RK2? Sometimes I was taking like 50,000 IU a day. So yeah, nothing to worry about. As long as you're not hitting over 80. Once you want to hit over 80, you want to make sure your vitamin K2 is active in the body. Hey Aisha, how are you? I see, so you're saying it's bullshit, the endoscopy. All these stupid machines and scans they do for the gut and down your throat and up your bum and all that stuff. All that stuff is just bullshit. So these doctors, and they can make extra money. Whenever there's an issue in the body, the first thing you should do is check what are you deficient in. Don't do stupid testing. Seriously, I'm not trying to be an ass or anything, but don't listen to a lot of these guys and doctors and they want to poke things at you and all these things. Just check what you're deficient in. Have you got a podcast? The podcast that I'm gonna do, Dave, is gonna be 100% private. So it's just gonna be for the members only, through the community. It's gonna be designated on a specific thing. So if you ask me something about, cholesterol, something about, I don't know, high blood pressure, or something about, I don't know, how to prevent seizures, for example. So I'll have like a specific 1 or 2 minutes podcast on each, or even 5 minutes as a full answer. I love your Substack. It's so complete. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm glad you like it, Goes on. Give me a second, guys. Let me get Duke. Dahar? Duke, I'm on the phone, bud. Come here. Sorry, guys. What are your thoughts on coffee enema? Yeah, coffee enema is good. I have a lot of friends who actually get it done. If you don't mind the the aspect of it, then definitely it's good. It's good for the digestion and everything, for the gut health. But trust me, I don't like the enema part of it because I'm doing Cavadix right now with the enema, And it's not a really good feeling. It's not a nice feeling. Some people are comfortable, some people aren't. Duke is downstairs, he's sleeping by the door. I had to get him off. So he's inside right now. That makes sense. Only thing I was worrying about is cancer in the esophagus. There's no such thing. Even if there's cancer in the freaking esophagus, you don't want to poke at it. If you get somebody to go down your throat and they poke at it, guess what? Now they're gonna cause inflammation and they're gonna actually cause a leak. So if there is freaking cancer, or there's something that is actually, causing issue, then, we can take antiparasite, animal products, for example, and we can get it fixed. Is there any supplements, in your opinion, better if taking it? See, liquid, it's not whether you're, when it comes down to supplementation, the more liposomal you go, the better absorption. The more enema you go, the better absorption. The more IV therapy you go, the better absorption. Because when you're taking a supplement, so to give you an example, if you're taking 1000 milligrams of vitamin C, for example, by the time it goes through your harsh environment in the gut, you probably lose about 50% of it. And so if you're taking 1000, now you have only about 50% that is gonna reach the upper intestine, and that's when your pancreas releases bicarbonate, so it allows your body to actually absorb the rest of the vitamin C. So usually that's how the whole concept works. But if you're taking it as liposomal, the liposomal will actually allow the vitamin C to make it through the harsh environment of the acidity in your gut, then it reaches your upper intestine. So if you're taking 1000 milligrams, maybe you might lose maybe 5 or 10% for that. But now, if you take it as enema, it's automatically going to your intestine instantly. Or if you're doing IV therapy, it's going to your cells instantly. So that's the way we have to look at it. But of course, when you're doing like enema or liposomal, or you're doing anything like that, or IV therapy, price-wise, it's just freaking ridiculous. It's like 4 times the cost of like a supplementation. So it is very expensive. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a hold of companies that maybe we can create like an IV therapy kit where we can ship it to you guys, and you guys can actually, administer it yourself. And that would be like the new, I think if we can do that, we would be ahead of the game for the next 30 years, ahead of everybody. Because right now, if you ever want to get a IV therapy, you'll have to go see a naturopathic doctor. He wants to take about $200-300 fee. Then you're gonna request, let's say, vitamin C or vitamin or magnesium as an IV therapy. That's gonna be another $200-300 because you're gonna sit in their office for about probably 2-3 hours to get the IV administered correctly. So imagine if you can actually ship a kit and you can do it yourself. That would be like an amazing, if I ever want to get into like supplementation and stuff, I would do everything either enema, liposomal, or IV therapy. As simple as that. That would be one of the best things you can ever put in your body. Do you ship supplement to Canada? I am in Canada. And I don't own any products. Everything I put on the website is either through iHerb or certain companies. Hey doctor, do you have natural remedies for hole in the heart? It depends what the hole is causing. If it's causing an issue with your ejection fraction, if it's causing an issue with a proper pumping, if it's causing an issue with tightness or not, it varies. Are you in Toronto? No, I'm in Calgary. Where are you located in Canada? I'm in Calgary, guys. Half of the time in Calgary, half of the time in BC, in British Columbia. So anybody who's listening, I know there's some doctors listening right now as well too. If you guys know anybody, we can actually create IV therapy as kits. That's the thing we need to actually look into. Gotcha. Book on blood pressure, following it for a month, still no change. Any ideas? It depends what you're taking. Tell me what you're taking just so I can get an idea, or maybe send me a direct message. Since you bought my book, Mike, I can probably direct you, because keep in mind, a disease takes years to develop. So if you've been on a protocol for a month, what makes you you're gonna be able to fix it in a month, right? Because we're trying to fix a deficiency. So to give you an example, if we're looking at a magnesium to be at 6 milligrams per deciliter, and if your magnesium at 3 or even 4, it can take you about 2-3 years to actually bring it up to 6 milligrams per deciliter. So that's why sometimes it could take a couple months. Some people notice a difference right away. Some people will actually take a little bit more than a couple months or a year even. I'm from Edmonton. How can I contact you? All my appointments are done via phone or via video chat, video phone. Can something be done about an enlarged aorta? Any special needs is on a moderate level? Yeah, you can actually fix a enlarged aorta. That means is getting thickened. That means there is heart disease in the body. That means you are living with heart disease. Aorta is your biggest artery, and once your aorta gets affected, then you're actually putting yourself in a danger zone, Alma. So reach out to me. There's a very good product you can use. It's very, very expensive. I'm doing the testing on it right now. So far it's showing positive. But that's the only option we could have, especially if the walls of the aorta is becoming thickened. I'll have to check for the hernia to see if there's another way it could be detected. I'm not sure. I'll have to see what tools they use other than the esophagus or other things. I'll have to check. I'm not 100% familiar. Well, there Lewis says MRI. MRI can actually see that. Was good for prostate health? It depends. It depends whether it's enlarged or not, or whether you can still urinate correctly or not. But most of the prostate issue all starts in the kidneys. Revolution, probably best to book a time with me, then we can talk about it. But it's not something that I can just give you an advice and you go ahead and get it done and you're done with. It's more complicated than that. And also I heard you need surgery if you have the hernia. Is that true? Probably. That's the only way they can fix it. I haven't really done much research in regards to the hernia, but probably. I'm sure, Louis, if you probably got yours done, I'm not sure, but maybe you can share it with Hank, or because, certain things I definitely can give you a lot of valuable information on, certain things I haven't come across myself. So I don't want to just give you an answer just for the hell of it. I want to make sure, I'm giving you a proper truth. But if something I have to actually research, I can definitely do that. Chris, how are you? How's the Scooby-Doo Duke? He's downstairs. My LDL is elevated since starting keto. Oh, it's gonna keep going because you're eating so much freaking fat. My A1C 5.7 on doctor said metformin for life. No, you don't need metformin for life. 5.7, if you want to bring it down to about 5, that will take you about 1 year. Because by the time you lose the body fat and by the time your liver has to filter everything, yeah, it could take you about a year. Is NAC good to try? 100%. I take it daily. Mine is a sliding one. Not much you can do. I use NAC all the time, so NAC is actually really good for you. Especially, I use it to actually increase my EPCs. But if you want to use it to get rid of a lot of the mucus, yes, actually it's really good to use it for that. Or you can actually, if you take other supplements with it, you can actually activate your glutathione as well. How can I stop sugar craving? Eat more fat. If you eat more fat, you can stop your sugar craving. Seriously, so whenever you're having a meal, make sure you have some good fats with it so you can actually do that. What's glutathione? Glutathione is your ultimate antioxidant that is actually produced from NAC and and glycine, and that's what actually kills any issues in the body. It's one of your think of it as your like the master antioxidant. Yeah, but the problem is doc doesn't send you for a scan only if you have like a very big problem and long. Hank, you hired the doctor, not the doctor got you as a patient. You hired them to become your doctor. You pay the taxes for that doctor to actually look after you. So when you request certain things, the doctor has to get it done. And if he doesn't, hey, there's thousands of doctors out there. Trust me. How to stop seizures. I don't have much information on how to stop seizures with anything other than vitamin E that I know of. Vitamin E tocotrienols are a therapeutic level, but if you want something like very instant, you probably want to have like an anti-epileptic medication maybe or something. Are plant sterols good for decreasing LDL? Why do you want to decrease your LDL? You want to make sure you want to check why the hell is my LDL going up? Not just the if it's high, you want to lower it. You gotta question it. Why? I did a couple of ebooks on cholesterols and LDL and all that stuff. If you guys go to my website, you can download them. And see how this works. Oh, we got a whole bunch of lasers coming. We're gonna try that. I'm gonna put that on my wrist and see what happens. I don't have faith in doctors. What's the dose for the Bur and the Res? The berberine is 250 milligrams. Yeah, the berberine is 500 milligrams, and the resveratrol is 250. If you're getting the one from Australia, because they actually use dihydroberberine. It's one of the top one in the market. Most doctors also fail all about nutrition. They only have 18 hours of nutrition. They don't have much. So there you go. I'm just doing my laser right now, if you guys can see. We're gonna see what happens if this actually works. It's supposed to actually go inside your arteries and actually breaks any viscosity and stuff. So I just got it today. I'm gonna be doing a full test on it for 30 days and see what happens. I went and got my pictures done today for my carotid arteries and everything. So we'll see if this thing has any advancement. This is it's a prototype I got from Japan. My son is special needs, also severe autism, as in 3 pills to help sleep. Anything natural, please, other than the L-theanine. The wrist device as well. I know, eh? Check it out. Like it's pretty neat actually. It's pretty big. It has 11 lasers they actually shoot on the arterial system, and they technically say after 20 sessions, pretty much your blood should actually be flowing like as good as you taking nitric oxide. So I've been on nitric oxide for 10 years. So imagine if I'm doing this, so probably I don't need 20 sessions to know what's gonna happen. I should probably find out right away. Once a day, yeah, it depends. If you're taking the resveratrol is once a day, berberine, you can take it twice a day. Are hydrogen water machines beneficial in reducing inflammation? I think they're bullshit and they're a hype for nothing, to be honest with you, yes. Can to hear the update on the slide. Can't wait to, oh, you guys will hear about it. I'll probably do like a full video on it. Do you really think there are doctors here listening? If they are, let me say that doctors in the USA should be talking to patients about these remedies, not shoving drugs. I mean, the only reason they shove drugs is because, so there's two things you have to understand. In the pharmaceutical industry, like I know that because I have a private doctor. So when you go see your doctor, and let's say your doctor does a blood test, and we've noticed that your cholesterol is high, the doctor will actually get a fine if he doesn't prescribe you statins. And the downfall is there's limits of how much the doctor can spend with you. That's one thing, but none of them actually have any nutritional education. Most of the doctors, they only have about 18 hours of nutritional education. It's up to the doctor to actually proceed and actually go back possibly to school or back to the university and actually go after nutrition, where it's going to take them another 2 years. I wish most of them would do that, but they don't. And that's one of the downfall, because there's a lot of things out there. Like if you go to China, for example, I have a lot of friends in China, and if you go to their pharmacy center, they have like two sections. They have one section that has all the pharmaceutical, and they have one section that has all the herbs and the supplements. So if you walk into their location and tell them, hey, I'm looking for something for my heart, for example, to lower my cholesterol, they will tell you, okay, in the pharmacy section we have statins, but in a natural form we have red yeast rice, we have bergamot, we have niacin. Which one would you like to choose? And they give you the option. So I wish we have that here in the stores and the pharmacies and a lot of these places, and even the doctors, will tell you this or that. But the problem is there's no money in it for the doctors, so they never really go and educate themselves on it, and they're just gonna stick with pharmaceuticals because they get their big fat check for some of them. But imagine if you have the same style that they have overseas in China, for example, or Japan, where they give you the option, that would be incredible. Then Canada and the USA would be, doctors would be your best friends. And I have a lot of doctor friends, don't get me wrong, but I hear a lot of stories from them, and that's how they're treated. So it's not that we have to almost kind of say, I wish. It's just sometimes it's unfortunate. And yeah, there is a lot of doctors listen to my chest when I'm actually doing this. And where did you attend medical school? Oh, TikTok. I got my doctor's certificate through TikTok. Where else I'm gonna get it? Like seriously. I had a cardiologist tell me to my face that she could not talk to me about K2 or any other vitamins as a medical doctor. No joke, I felt so confused, it's horrible. See, the problem is when I talk to doctors, a lot of doctors, they actually live by scientific preferences, scientific literature and stuff. So when I talk to a doctor and I tell them about K2 and vitamin D, and I tell them about berberine and tell them about red yeast rice and all that, I have to make sure that I have all the backup information as a scientific literature. So if they do question me, I can tell them, well, hey, listen, K2 is actually good because there is scientific evidence with this is amount of people, and the studies was done that actually is shown to regulate your calcium at only 300 micrograms per day, for example. So as long as you have that valuable information and you can actually show it to them, then they won't be able to argue with you anymore. And that's what we need to do. But even let's say if you ask your doctor and tell her, hey, why don't you talk about vitamin K2, for example, just tell them to take time and go read some of these scientific literatures. Seriously. TikTok University, my favorite. It is. I think we should all join it. Thinking of going carnivore, but still want to have the flavor of veggies. Can I combine? Yeah, 100% you can combine. I've been a carnivore for 10 years. Keep in mind, Lily, it doesn't mean if you mix veggies or plant-based with carnivore, you're not carnivore anymore. As long as you're 75% eating meat or more, you're automatically fit in the carnivore diet. So don't listen to freaking influencers where they tell you, hey, once you become carnivore, you have to stay strict 100%. That's all bullshit. Eat what your microbiome is demanding from you. If they're demanding from you some arugula or some cucumbers or some avocados or whatever it is, enjoy it. If it's not causing any health issues or any oxalates or any pain, definitely enjoy it. Don't just say, okay, I can only eat meat if I'm gonna do carnivore. No, you can definitely mix it up. Can we see Duke? He's downstairs. When he comes up, I'll show you, Chris. My heart beating all of a sudden. I do all CT, CAT scan, blood work is all normal. Why I have fast heartbeat? Tachycardia maybe? Or maybe your magnesium is off balance. Can you take a look at my blood work? Send me an email, Chris. Maybe we can book an appointment. We can talk about it. about your blood work. But yeah, send it to my email. We can look at it. We can have a talk in more detailed. To come with recipes like I do, but my doctor here in the US ignore me. To come with receipts like I do, but my doctor. Yeah, the doctors. It depends. I think in every state, in every province, in every city, you, let's say here in the city we have probably, I don't know, 1,000 doctors. Maybe out of the 1,000 doctors, maybe there could be like five who are really really good and they like to interact, and you can actually become friends with. Like you can interact because I pick on each one. So every time I go see a doctor, I pick on them. I ask them questions, and I want to make them feel as comfortable as possible. And a lot of them, they don't like to speak too much. They're very very small spoken. They say one or two words and that's it. But once you get them in and they can trust you, they open up. They open up way more, which is nice. Why does my gallbladder itch all the time? Maybe it's time for you to do a gallbladder cleanse. Oh, 100% they are, Lewis, for sure. Is omega-3 needed? Yes. The first thing that your body looks at when there's inflammation in the body is your omega-3, is your EPA and DHA. That's the first thing they look at it. I think it's time for UK to do like a gallbladder cleanse, seriously. Hi Maurice, if we were all healthy, their doors would be closed. Oh, 100%. If you're sick, they're gonna continue making money like crazy, and you continue gonna buy them a ticket to actually have freaking vacations, non-stop vacations. It's crazy. And there's me who, there's people and like me who don't really care. It's not so much about the money. I want to make sure when I put my head on the pillow every single night that every patient of mine or every customer of mine is 100% happy and satisfied. It's not all about the freaking money, but all they care for is how can we make more money? How can we retire more? What the hell are you gonna do with all that money when when you die? Why don't you actually, fuck, I don't know how far I can go with a lot of this stuff. Should I stop drinking energy drinks if they give me palpitation? I use them before I work out. That's one thing you should stop, because eventually it's gonna cause probably some heart issues or some heart damage. Keep in mind, the energy drink you're drinking, I'll bet you they have taurine in it to actually preserve the electrolytes for your heart and prevents your heart from seizing up. So yeah, I would be careful and I would actually eliminate them, especially if it's causing palpitation. That means your magnesium levels is becoming deficient. Glad to see you live. I hope you and Duke are doing well. Hey Pete, how are you? We're doing good. Thanks so much for the support as always. By the way, in regards to that question you had the other day, I think last week, in regards to that product, I did send them an email requesting the certificate of analysis. They haven't responded yet. I'm curious if they're gonna give me that information or not to see if the product is good. I did look at it, but I haven't had a chance to, they haven't actually responded back, which is unfortunate. Because it's funny, I always get at least 1 out of 3 companies, they never really respond to my email when I ask them for the certificate of analysis, which is too bad. The Biofix brand. GLP-1 meds slow down your digestion. What can I do to stay regular? You have to take some hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes. Pete, once I do a little bit more testing on this, I'll share it with everyone. I just got it today as well. Really interesting. Thanks for checking on it. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. I've been playing with this all day, so I'm kind of excited about this. With the laser stuff, it's supposed to be good for the arterial system. So we'll see how that goes. Nice glasses. Any benefits of them? You like my red glasses? I can see everything in red now. You should get some, Tanyos. My nephew is on TikTok right now. He's trying to give me a hard time. Transferring score 185, a little low. Should I be concerned? Not really. It depends on your iron level. Berberine, benfotiamine with a multivitamin with cinnamon bark. Okay, what's behind it? Why are you taking that? I'm just curious. Benfotiamine has some good benefits, of course. Berberine as well. Cinnamon bark is a little bit on the estrogenic part of it. Can women in menopause fast for days? No, they shouldn't fast for days. You'll throw everything off balance. Yeah, 14 hours. 14 hours is good. One day, 14 hours, maybe one day, 18 hours, but I wouldn't do, like a prolonged fasting or anything like that, especially on menopausal. Type 2 surprise? What do you mean type 2 surprise? I don't know what you mean by surprise. We already know that berberine is good for type 2 and benfotiamine. Cinnamon, I don't really like it much, even thought it does actually play a level with your insulin, but keep in mind it's estrogenic as well too. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon. Maybe you can use it on and off for flavoring wise, but if you're gonna be using it daily for type 2 diabetic or anything like that, you just gotta be careful about being a little bit more estrogenic. That's the only thing. I fast for 18 hours with 6 hour window to eat. Yeah, that's good. You don't have to do it daily. I would do like say maybe one day 18 hours, one day 15 hours, especially if you like to train or put on muscle mass, let's say. Would be ideal to do 18 and 15s. Is there a multivitamin you recommend for type 2? I don't recommend multivitamins. I think all multivitamins are man-made, and a lot of these man-made products, they actually conflict with each other. It's better to actually buy certain vitamins and minerals that you're actually deficient in. There's no such thing, such vitamin that fits in everybody's pocket, for example, because every person is designed differently and every person is deficient in different categories. So that's what I would do. I would never take a full multivitamin and actually stick with it at all. I don't mind spending money on quality supplements. I just don't want to be ripped off. Hopefully the K2 MK7 turns out to be a good product. So you've already ordered it, Pete, then? Okay. The one from Biofix, you already got it then. You should be able to, I don't know if you can tell a difference or not. 5 bottles, okay. So you're like me. Every time I order, I would order for like minimum 6 months because I want to make sure that product is actually gonna work. So this is what I noticed. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. So I take 500 micrograms, anywhere between 300 to 500 micrograms of vitamin K2. So I have the Canprev brand. This is almost my 4th brand that I've been trying. They're the only company. When I start taking 500 micrograms of the MK7, the K2, 45 minutes after, my carotid arteries will actually have like a pinching needle going like this. And it kind of worried me in the beginning, but every time I take 5, that happens. Every time I take 2, nothing happens. So I went back, start taking 5. Then I monitored it. It happened for 11 days in a row. So I reached out to the company and talked to them. They said it does help with regulation, but they never really heard anybody that happens to them. And that's the only company that actually this happens. So is it something that is actually working or not? I'm not sure. So and I just got my carotid arteries checked today. They haven't changed in 10 years. So they're still the same. So whatever I'm doing, they're still the same. And I don't know if that vitamin K2 is actually working good or not, but I would love to hear, your feedback when you actually start using that one, the Biofix brand, to see how well they actually are. It just would be nice to get their certificate of analysis since I requested it, but still haven't seen it yet. It's too bad. And 100%, it's all about quality. And one thing is I look for the company, especially when they start to actually have their products. I don't know if it's actually glass or plastic. I haven't really checked to see if it's glass or plastic. It looks glass to me. I take between 300 and 500 as well. Okay. And do you take it all at once, I assume? Is that correct? You take it all at night? There are concierge practices popping up all over. There are practices of MDs offering traditional and holistic care. No insurance accepted, but they're getting more popular for good reason. That's good to know, actually. And you're up in the US, is that correct, Ami? I'm still having trouble cleaning out my lymphatic system. Are you doing like the lymphatic exercises or jumping on trampolines or anything like that to actually stimulate it? What are your thoughts on the calcium score test? Calcium score is good because it tells you how much calcification there is. But I would rather you get the CCTA scan so this way you can find out how much soft plaque and calcifications you have. Doctor is suggesting using PCSK9 inhibitor for cardiovascular disease. Thoughts? Well, it depends whether you actually have the disease or not, or are they just guessing by your freaking numbers, right? So I would actually get a CCTA scan before I actually commit to any PCSK9 or any statins or anything like that. You're in North Carolina, yes, yeah, okay. So you are in the US. They'll probably start to do more and more like that in the US compared to here. And here in Canada, I haven't seen any yet. I know they were doing private doctors before, and you pay like a yearly fee, but that didn't become popular at all. And after 2 years, it just got shut down. Lymphatic massages will be buying a vibration machine. You can actually jump on a trampoline, like a cheap trampoline. You can actually jump on it for about 5 minutes every day. That would be good too. The bottles are plastic. I ordered 5 at 120 per bottle. Okay, that's good. Have you already started the Pete yet, or you haven't got them in? Started about 2 weeks ago. Okay, that's good. Any differences yet? Have you noticed anything different at all, or? Thoughts on goat milk? If you can get like raw goat milk, that would be like the best thing. That's very rich in lactase, which is really, really good. Easier to digest, way better than the cow milk. No, but I have been taking MK7 for many years now. Okay. Yeah, same here. And that's the only difference that I've noticed is just the thing in my carotid artery is going like crazy, mostly on my right side, from the top all the way to the bottom. It was kind of interesting. It lasted a good almost like 11, 12 days. But after that, it's completely gone. So yeah, we'll see. Keep me updated. Hopefully, if I can hear from them, would be nice. What are your typical snacks during day? Snacks? I don't snack. I don't snack. I haven't snacked for probably 10, 15 years. I only eat 2 meals a day and that's it. I don't know if I could call coffee a snack, maybe. Been drinking grass-fed cow milk, very expensive, but worth it 100%. Make sure it is raw would be ideal. Yeah, you can definitely take L-theanine and inositol, should be fine. What's your thoughts on treating congestive heart failure? Book a time with me. We can probably talk about it, and I can give you some good directions. Your advice, please, on excessive burping, lack of acidity. Are you wearing the glasses that can spot the reptile people? Something like that. You're not supposed to know that stuff, Chris. I also have a pulse in my carotid artery, like a visible pulse. Is that something serious? Well, like mine, the pulsing, I did not feel it till I start taking the high dose of vitamin K2. So I don't know if it's something, but I just went and got them checked today because it kind of got me a little bit worried. I'm like, why is this happening? But it lasted about 12 days. But when I went and checked, there was nothing. So I don't think it could be an issue. Do you drink herbal coffee or regular? I drink espresso and I actually mix it with MCT. I like dark coffee. like black coffee kind of thing, very strong. I take a lot of supplements, so I will have to run some tests to see what's doing what. Later on this year, I will get blood work done and talk with you about what to keep taking. Sounds good. Keep me updated. I just got another supplement that I'm actually um, because I started doing the as of 5 days ago the nanobac, the one that you sent me, Pete. So I started doing that. I've been on it 5 days, and I'm doing this one right now as well too. The one I was talking about in one of the video about that 1700 polyphenols, and I'm doing that one right now. So I'm taking like almost 20 some capsules a day, and I'm hoping to get a scan done soon, another scan other than the carotid, get one for my arteries, because I did a scan on my legs, did a scan on my stomach, did a scan on my calves. I checked the full arterial system. Everything looks good. The only thing, of course, my heart got damaged 10 years ago. That's the only thing. But other than that, everything looks good so far. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm kind of excited about this because I was taking 8 different polyphenols separately, um, all powder. They didn't really taste good. So having all these in the capsule, I think is gonna be way better, which is good, which is really good. So I bought 10 of these. I bought 10 for 10 months to try it out. Um, but if you ever want some, let me know because I do have a because I'm a registered practitioner. So when I go to these guys, they actually gave me like a wholesale price. So if you ever want to try it, I can probably give you my wholesale account to get some. What's a good blood test to take to look for deficiency? There is actually, I'm trying to talk to Genova Laboratory, because that would be the best testing to do for, like, say, amino acid, minerals, vitamins, mitochondria. It's like one test that does everything, and that will tell you all the vitamins, minerals, everything that's actually deficient. So instead of taking supplement blindly and kind of guessing what works and what doesn't, am I taking the right supplement or not, we can get that Genova laboratory testing done, and you can actually get a full report. It's like 16-page report and it tells you everything. And this is ideal to do at least maybe like once every couple of years, just to see if you are on the right track. And that would be the most sufficient one out there. I'll send me a message. I'll have to look at the name again because I know when I did it 5 years ago, they were charging almost like over $1,000 for it. But I know right now they're gonna drop it by less than half because it's been well known. I had the Genova lab. That's perfect. Where is it done? You actually, so they send you the kit, and you have to go to your local doctor to actually get the blood withdrawn and stuff. Then you ship it back to them. But they are located in the USA. So they send you the whole package with the ice pack and everything. You actually get all ready. You get your blood work, about 3 tubes, and you ship it back to them. And they'll actually give you like a full feedback on your blood work, on everything. Merzan, to strengthen heart muscle back, eat some beef heart. It's rich with coenzyme Q10. Also visible pulse in my abdomen, but my doctor doesn't care, says it's normal. Feel like I notice it more when blood pressure rises. You can get like a basic ultrasound, Hank. You can actually tell the doctor, hey, send me together like a normal ultrasound just to kind of see what's going on, if there's anything kind of conflicting, and they'll do that. Like I did a full ultrasound, and the technician, he'll just grab the ultrasound with some gel, and they'll actually put it on the part, and they can actually see everything visibly. If you want to do like an MRI or do like a major scan, that would be like one of the easiest thing you can do. PQQ and coenzyme Q10, bio PQQ. PQQ is synthetic. What causes stinky gas, bloating, not enough acid in your gut? It's all about pH, 1.5 to 2.5 in the gut. Then you have digestive enzymes to break some foods down. Nice red shades. I put these on if I'm working late on the computer, so I see everything red. my brain will be shut off. So this way, the blue light does not conflict with my circadian levels. And actually it works really good. Okay, I'll stay here for how long? I have to go do my Cavadix now before I sleep, because I started the Cavadix cycle again. Which brand of oregano do you recommend? I use a local one. It's actually mixed with MCT oil. You see the ladies in red? There you go. 100%. No, trust me, here they don't. He didn't even want to give me a simple blood test. There is no preventive health care here. That's crazy. Take a look at KD Ultra from Arthur Andrew. Okay, I've looked at his products before. Let's see the KD. Which one is that? Let's see. KD Ultra. Let's see. Arthur Andrew. I've seen some of his products. I like his product line. So he has the K2 blend. Okay. 1600 micrograms. Yeah, their Nero's nice. Everybody's using their Nero. Vitamin K1, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is not much. So he has the K2 blend, which is so he has 1500 micrograms of MK4, and MK4 has a short life of 4 hours. So the MK7, which is 110 micrograms. So if you were gonna go with his, you're after the MK4 more than anything. Have you seen the life extension? They actually have 45,000 micrograms per capsule of MK4. I will have to check them out. Yeah, I ordered one. For some reason, it got stopped on customs. I don't know why. So I ordered another one. It's supposed to arrive in 2 weeks here in Canada. But they have the life extension MK4, 45,000 micrograms. Now, it has a 4-hour half-life. So almost if you do want to, if anybody has, let's say, issues with let's say calcium, and they don't want to do the EDTA, that could be a good way to do it, but you'll have to do probably at least 2 a day to kind of have a constant 8 hours, or maybe you can do like a 4-hour, which is not bad. Still take it at night with something. But check it out, it is 45,000 micrograms. What supplements do you recommend for glycocalyx? Hawthorne would be one of my top favorite, with nitrate, and I had a stack actually for the glycocalyx. Where's my glycocalyx stack? Let's see if I can share it with you guys. Glyco. Just seeing if I have it on my, because I had it on my written protocols, but I use the Hawthorne. I use 1500. I take the nitrate. I take 1,000 milligrams. I take the NAC. Berberine has, in polyphenols, they have glycocalyx effect as well too. But your most important as well is always going to be your vitamin B, your magnesium. But you're probably taking some of these supplements already, Gozan. There is actually like full checkups you can do. I'm Middle Eastern. They do it back home for cheap. All the scans would you recommend? Oh yeah, there is. I have a list of everything. I have a list of everything. Can L-carnitine be taken long term with no worries of TMAO? Yeah, I've been taking L-carnitine very high dose, 3,000 milligrams daily for the past 3-4 years. Nothing to worry about TMAO. You'll notice if you have high TMAO, your skin is gonna start smelling like fish. I'm still using Endocalix Pro. It's been pretty good for me. Um, you like it? You like it, Pete? I don't know. I don't know if I like their product or not because I used their product for 3 years, and I don't know if I actually enjoyed it or not. I didn't really feel anything. How long you been on it now? Has it been a while? At least 2 years. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if it's working for you. That's awesome. I can't. I'm not gonna say anything against it. I've used it for 3 years, um, and the downfall about it is, you know, I talked to them about it numerous times. We had numerous meetings and everything. There was not a biomarker that we can actually check to see whether the glycocalyx is actually working or it's actually reversing or it's actually fixing. There was nothing for them to actually show me or prove it. And I did it for 3 years straight. And that's the only reason I end up dropping it and saying, you know what, I'll just go with something different. But if you're taking it twice a day, to in the morning to at night, and you're feeling a difference, and by all means, maybe it is working for you, and it's actually, which is excellent. It could be working for you, but maybe for others, maybe not. I can't say for sure, but that's awesome. That's really good. So you take two in the morning, two at night. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, if it's working, and plus it has pretty good combination as well, which is really good. Yeah, like Hank, if you want like specific scans and stuff, there's a lot of individuals they go down to Mexico or they travel to certain states or certain places and they actually get it a much cheaper rate. Because to give you an example, like for me to get a CCTA scan here in Canada, 6 months waiting list. It's I pay out of pocket. They actually charge us $1,400 for the scan, and it's whether the cardiologist will give you the okay to get it done or not. Well, you can go somewhere else, and sometimes you can get it for a fraction of the cost. I had long time quarter size bruise that went away after 2 months of first use. Time will tell. 100%. That's awesome. That's good to know. That's really good. Are you doing lives at a regular time? I usually find you accidentally. I'm trying to actually have a time in the evening, like around this time. It's just sometimes it's very, very tough to be honest with you, because my time gets stuck between. I get a lot of requests on protocols because I enjoy doing protocols, and the way I do it is based on supplements, based on lifestyle, based on the food they eat, based on the lifestyle and the environment and everything. And whenever I have a consultation with a person and if they want a protocol, that protocol can take anywhere between 2 to 4 hours for me to finish. And the only time that I can have is when Duke is tired and I played with him and he's all rested and I can sit down and actually get it done. And that's the only reason I haven't been coming and doing live in the evening, because when I'm doing live right now, that means my mind is free and I finished all the protocols up to date. I still have two more to finish by tomorrow morning. So that's the only reason. But I would love to come, do live every single night, let's say from 7 to 9 or 6:30 to 9 my time. That would be ideal. But it's been tough sometimes. It's been tough just with the amount of protocols that I've been making. Are you still making your own kefir? I'm thinking of. I haven't since I've been back here to the city. I haven't made any yet, because I've only been here about 4 weeks. So I'm starting to kind of settle down and get a few things completed before I head back to the off grid. I may complete all supplements and take 1 month off of all supplement and get blood work done and then talk with you and start brand new supplement list. That would be excellent. That would be awesome. Yeah, once you complete all your supplements, get a full blood work done. You probably know, your standard blood testing and stuff. If you need anything in specific, Pete, let me know. I can send you a list of specific things I like to test for, and definitely we can talk about it and have a customized plan and specific for the supplementation. And usually I like to do blood tests at least like myself. I like to do one every 6 months to see what's deficient, what changed in the diet, because what I eat here in the city is different than what I eat off the grid when I'm in a different location, just because I don't have good sources of other things. So I know my body changes quite a bit. So I have to kind of adapt to both, and I have to make sure I'm doing both correct. So I know I have zero inflammation. Hey, Stuff, how are you? Everything is good, thank you. Duke is doing well. I will talk with you before my blood work. Sounds good. Yeah, keep me updated. Let me know how things are going. But definitely let me know if you check out the life extension 45,000 micrograms as well, if you're gonna try it or not. What do you recommend for acid reflux? You can buy hydrochloric betaine. You can take apple cider vinegars. Make sure you increase your Celtic salt and Himalayan salt, because you do need sodium to actually produce proper acidity in the gut. So all these things are necessary. All these are actually essential, and you have to actually get them. What biomarkers do you like to test? Oh, there's a list. There's a list. I probably, to make it easier, maybe I'll post a lot of the blood work, because I do post a lot of the blood work through my community, guys. So if you guys get a chance to join my community, I'll post it there as an article, and it gives you an idea of what biomarkers to look at as well too. How much apple cider vinegar is recommended daily? Well, technically, you can take at least up to a tablespoon before every meal, about 15 minutes before a meal. But make sure your acidity in the mouth doesn't drop below 6.5 or 5.5, because it can destroy your animal as well. So there's few things you have to look into. So which country would you recommend? I'm in Europe, looking to do it maybe in Asia. Oh yeah, go to Asia. Asia is the best. I have one friend that I don't know if it's true or not. He said that you can get one of the scans that I was talking about for like $65. So imagine, we pay 1,400 here in Canada. Probably you'd pay the same thing in Europe, or maybe more. And maybe if you go to like Asia, you can probably get it for a fraction of the cost. And maybe while you're there, you can get some IV therapy done as well too. That would be awesome, because they're so cheap overseas compared to here. Here, if I want to get an IV therapy of magnesium, I'll have to spend like almost $600 up front before I have to actually get one. Maurice, question about constipation. My son has trouble with bowel movement, hard stool for days. Give him some digestive enzymes. Obviously, he's not eating enough fats in his diet and not enough hydration. I'm gonna throw a curveball real quick. Since my CBGI and that incision was infected for a month after, it's now keloid, painful, itchy, and lotion doesn't work. What can I use? So, so I'm gonna throw a curveball real quick since my that incision. So where the incision is that where it's actually it's itchy and painful? So have you tried using like I know some people have been using like beef tallow and stuff, like animal fats instead? Thailand has some good medical services in their large cities. That's awesome. So Thailand would be good for you, Hank. Check it out. So Louis, you've tried beef tallow? Is that what you said yes to? So where the cut is probably inflamed. So what can we use? What about, I wonder if we can use DMSO or beef tallow cut. I have beef tallow because I use beef tallow quite a bit on my skin, and I know it helps quite a bit. Because I know beef tallow is very rich in a lot of the essential fatty acids, and it does create protective barrier. Or you can use the raw unpasteurized honey. Have you tried the honey yet, Lewis? Acupuncture is a good treatment for an inflamed vagus nerve. Can you let me know what you know about NAC, please? So there's your option. So try beef tallow, try raw unpasteurized honey. These would be like my top two because they keep in mind they are antibacterial properties. They promote skin healing. Um, some people they like to actually mix the honey with a little bit of oregano. So maybe try them, see if that would actually work. I know you can, sometimes they dilute and they mix it with tea tree. I don't like tea tree too much. For some reason, it didn't really work much for me when I tried it. But so if you do beef tallow, so you got your antimicrobial, it reduces inflammation. You got your vitamin A, D, K, and E, for example, because it's fat soluble. It is gonna protect, it's gonna create a protection layer, which is good. Raw honey, you got coconut oil, but make sure unprocessed coconut oil would be ideal. So these would be like my top 2 or 3 things you can use. And let me know. Yeah, tea tree never really liked it. That actually bothers me too, so that's why I kind of throw it away. How about lavender? Lavender oil could be another option, but I don't know if actually lavender oil is actually good for pain relief or not on the skin. But I know for a fact that beef tallow and raw honey they do work really well in that case. Please do a video on acid reflux. Okay, let me put this down. Acid reflux for tomorrow, TikTok and YouTube. How's that? Tomorrow I'll talk about acid reflux. Acid reflux. If you guys want specific videos, send me messages. I'll do that. Let's talk about beef tallow on pain and skin as well. I'm gonna be doing 3 videos every single day moving forward. 3 short videos on YouTube, 2 to 3 short videos every day instead of a long video. I know YouTube doesn't like that. They never pay anything for it. That's okay. Yeah, beef tallow would be great video. Okay, so we're gonna do one on acid reflux. We're gonna do one on beef tallow and pain and how to use it on your skin. How can we clean out clogged arteries? That's something you have to go to YouTube and watch my Cavadix video. Because the clean arteries is a big thing. I need one more. I'll do 3 videos. I know I'm gonna do one on the mushroom coffee, but use diluted vinegar for cleaning around the house. Yeah, make sure it's 10%, 7 to 10% of the vinegar. I know old school health products were made with beef tallow. 100%. Beef tallow is the best. I put it on my freaking face, so we can look all younger. How else we gonna biohack our system? What can you recommend for osteoporosis, acid reflux, and acidity? Are they linked? Yes, 100% they are. Do you recommend NAC? Yeah, I recommend NAC. 2,400 milligrams every 4 hours, 5 days on, 3 days off. Tea tree oil works on tooth abscess, reduces. Or maybe we can talk about, I don't know, do one on endothelial. What would you like to know about endothelial? Like, are you talking about EPCs? How to increase EPCs? I've done one on increasing EPCs. What's the blue liquid that helps get rid of cancer? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking ivermectin? Are you talking fenbendazole? Are you talking about what are you talking about? Why do energy drinks makes me feel bloated? Because they're messing up with your mineralization. Clove oil works great on tooth pain and abscence. Clove oil, I like cloves actually. I chew on clove. Methylene blue. Methylene blue, you guys have to kind of be careful with methylene blue. If you're a healthy individual and you're using methylene blue, it was gonna actually steal specific mitochondria cells, mitochondria energy. So that could actually cause more harm than good. So I'm not a really big fan of methylene blue. If anything, I'd rather try nicotine instead, or do nicotine of like 2 to 4 milligrams. Maybe I can talk about what's with the blue stuff. No, people are talking about it because it's all about influencers. They just want to sell stuff. So they start talking about the methylene blue without even realizing the effect of it. Oil of oregano is a miracle oil. I've been taken for 30 years, not even a sniffle in all that time, even during the pandemic. Oh, 100%. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. I like it actually. I take it daily. I put some under my tongue. It is good antibacterial, antifungal, and stuff like that, which is excellent for your body. I chew on cloves once in a while. It's good for your breath, but it's as good as antibacterial, which is really good. Make a video on oils. On oils? What kind of oils? Like different oils, like we're talking like olive oil, we're talking my favorite, you know what's my favorite oil is canola oil. Canola oil, it's really good. It's very healthy for you. It's very rich in like omega-6. It's pretty amazing. um, I don't know what else to talk about. So we got olive oil, we got canola oil, we got omega-6, we got seed oils. There's a lot of videos on them. Which oil is good for the scrambled eggs? Beef tallow, coconut. Oil of oregano is our regular in this household, especially for infection and our dog infection. Oh, 100%. 100, I actually I take coconut oil every day as well, and I mix it with 1 drop of oregano. I rub it on my hand, and I actually uh, because I don't brush the Duke's teeth at all. So I go inside Duke's mouth and I actually rub his gum and rub his teeth every single morning. And after that, I do his paws and I do his body and stuff. He actually likes it. It's good to kind of keep him a little bit oiled like that because it's very, very dry. But especially his teeth, because I don't actually brush his teeth, and I give him carrots and sometimes bones, but sometimes I go in there and actually rub every one of his tooth just to make sure, nothing is stuck in there and everything is nice and antibacterial. Canola oil is bad. It was a joke. It was a joke earlier. Don't take me seriously. Oh, since he was 6 weeks old, I kind of did everything with him. So I kind of would grab his teeth, would grab certain things, and I just want him to feel as comfortable as possible with me. So in case there's something ever, wrong with him and or something not good, you don't want him to be surprised by you trying to actually check his legs, check his stomach, or check everything. So I kind of got him used to it since he was 6 weeks old. Every other day I'd actually clean him up and look at his eyes and his ears and his teeth and everything. So he kind of got used to that. So now when I actually do it, he's a little bit older now, he's still very comfortable. It's almost like he stands there and he trusts me. You have to be. You have to be. It's a big responsibility, right? Whenever you have a dog, don't just treat him like a dog. You gotta treat him like a real person almost. So it's a big responsibility. The same way you wanna eat healthy, you wanna feed them healthy. The same way you look after your hygienes, you have to do the same thing for them. If you don't do that, then what's the point of getting a dog? And 100% you have to look after them, and especially when I do feed them lots of taurine because they need it for their heart as well too. It's a great pup. Then ours like that, and we have 5 mastiffs. Wow, I can barely take care of one. Like seriously, one is a handful, but imagine 5. That's insane. Ours act like our kids. They are kids. They are kids. They are kids. They're a lot of fun. Let's put it that way. They are a lot of fun. Like family, a dog is a man's best friend. Oh, 100%. Does coffee affect stress levels in the morning? So what happened is because coffee is a berry, but because it does have some anti-nutrients where it flushes magnesium from the body and calcium and vitamin B1. So it does cause a slight stress. But if you take L-theanine with the coffee when you drink it in the morning, it will actually prevent that from happening, and it'll actually allow you to stay nice and calm and more cognitive focused. They are 9 years old now. Wow. Yeah, mine, Duke is gonna be 3 years in February 1st, so it's coming up. I mean, a video on oils like oregano, lavender, coconut. Okay, let me write this down. So you don't want anything on canola oil or nothing like that. Okay, I was just bugging. So different, I'll put here essential. I'm gonna put here essential oils. We're gonna talk about oregano, lavender, coconut for therapeutic usage. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Like my videos, I'm trying to make my videos under a minute or 2 minutes, like nice and short, and get to the point kind of thing. I want to see if I can create different reaction. The oils video will be cool. I did one a long time ago. It was almost like a 6 minute video, I think, on TikTok a while ago. It did really well. I had probably like almost 200,000 views, but it was just strictly about every single oil and how it works and why it does certain things on our bodies. And yeah, no canola. I stay away from a lot of this stuff. Almond oil is another oil that we should never really use. It's very rich in omega-6, very highly pro-inflammatory, so you have to be careful. I'm not a huge fan of almond oil. Don't forget avocado. Avocado oil is another one that is actually it's probably one of the worst oil you can put in your body, because it's funny. There's about 7 manufacturers that they do all avocado oil, and none of them are willing to share their certificate of analysis. So I haven't used avocado oil for probably like 9 years, 8 years. You guys have to be careful. The only oil that I actually still use is just olive oil, if I can get like a cold press organic, and everything else is just gonna be, like animal fats and coconut. How about baby oil? Make it dirty proud. There you go. That'd be funny. How about coconut oil? What do you think is the best oil? I still go, my first choice is always gonna be animal fats, but if we're looking at oil that is actually for cooking, there are not gonna be any oils. For cooking is only the only ones, if I want to say oil, would be like maybe coconut oil. If we're looking at like an oil product, not like as animal fats, because I look at animal fats and butter different than oils myself. So if we're looking at oil like liquidy oil, I would always kind of go to like coconut being most stable. But for cooking, I rather use beef tallow and butter and ghee and suet and lard. That's the type of cooking I would rather be working with, because they have a high heat point and they're rich in the essential fatty acid that we require. How to lower heart rate with exercise? HIIT, high intensity interval training. We use grass-fed butter, tallow, maybe coconut or olive oil. Perfect, yeah. Olive oil, I like to actually use it as a dressing. So if I'm eating raw meat or I'm eating, fish, I would actually drizzle some olive oil on it, just so I can get that additional polyphenol effect, because there are certain olive oils, they have anywhere between 400 to about 800 milligrams of polyphenols. So that's the only time I would actually use it, but never to cook with it. Only if I can get it. I get it from a company in the USA, but now since our tariff is actually going 25%, it's going to be very, very tough to actually get anything from the USA for us here in Canada. And the downfall is a lot of my supplements, a lot of my products that I buy, it all comes from the USA. So now it's going to actually, as of February 1st, if our tariff goes up 25%, then it'll be very expensive for certain things to actually order. So it'll be interesting. Is the calcium score accurate, and do you recommend it? Yeah, calcium score is accurate. The downfall about it is it only scans for calcium. It does not scan for soft plaque. So there's two things you want to scan for: CAC score, which is your calcium calcifications, and soft plaque. So it's better if you get what's called the CCTA scan. Invest the money in it, and it's 100% worth it. How to cure eczema? It's all done. So whatever is coming out on your external skin is happening inside your stomach. So usually eczema or psoriasis or anything like that all kind of occurs from high hormonal foods, and that usually is a trigger. And most of the main triggers are cheeses that actually triggers that in the skin. So you can always use beef tallow as well on like psoriasis or eczema. It will actually nourish the skin and protect them with a layer, and that would be like probably your best thing to do. That's the only way you can fix that up. Hit high intensity interval training. So you'll be doing like say more of like a 30-second as fast as possible and 3 minutes normal back and forth. Wasn't funny. I like the donkey in Shrek. Okay, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta get going. I still have to freaking do the Cavadix. I haven't done it yet. And I'll see if I can come back again tomorrow. In the meantime, yeah, this is a long live. It's like 2 hours. Damn. So you guys take care of yourself, and I'm sure I'm gonna come back. If tomorrow I'm not too busy, I'll do come back again. If not, probably be in the next couple days. In the meantime, you guys take care, have a nice evening, and we'll touch base. Jandra, you missed it.